ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ප්‍රථම වරට SLT 4G වෙතින් දැන් Pure TV නරඹන්න. ඉදිරියටම ගෙන යන SLT 4G.
ලෙන්ගතුකම වැඩි කරගන්න ලව්ජු රුපියල් 50ට අඩු කළා.
මාමේ එන්න අපිට එකක් බොමු.
Tonight, blocking truth. Ex-State Minister for Foreign Affairs tells Easter Commission of attempt by Turkish envoy to brief Defence Ministry on foreign terror outfit being stopped by cabinet ministers. Status quo. Central Bank says no change in monetary policy stance.
The Monetary Board decided to maintain the current accommodative monetary policy stance,
but warns of impact from China's coronavirus woes.
There will be a direct impact from the conditions in China, as China is a key source for Sri Lanka's consumer, intermediate and investment goods import.
No breaks given. Graduates job training program blocked by Elections Commission, and the President expresses displeasure with the illogical move. Offshore operations. Navy police combo nets largest high seas drugs bust worth a staggering 6 billion rupees. All that and much more coming up on First at 9 this Thursday, the 5th of March 2020.
SMS කර රුපියල් මිලියන 3ක මුල්තැන්ගේ උපකරණ දිනාගෙන අවුරුද්දෙම කුස්සිය ටයිම් සේව් කරගන්න.
From AdaDerana, this is AdaDerana First at 9. Live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening and welcome to First at 9. I'm Dhammika Ekanaika. Let's start with your local stories. The Presidential Commission of Inquiry probing the Easter Sunday attacks heard today that a foreign envoy's attempts to brief the Ministry of Defence on a terror outfit was blocked by a couple of cabinet ministers. The revelation came to light as former State Minister of Foreign Affairs Vasantha Senanayake gave evidence before the Commission. Former State Minister of Foreign Affairs Vasantha Senanayake told the Presidential Commission of Inquiry probing the Easter Sunday attacks today that the former Turkish ambassador invited him to his residence and provided him with details of Turkey's terror organisation FATO along with several documents. He quoted the ambassador as saying that several Sri Lankans have affiliations with the terror outfit and they are businessmen in Sri Lanka. Senanayake went on to say that although the relevant documents were forwarded to then State Minister of Defence Ruwan Wijewardene and the then President's Secretary, no action was forthcoming. The Commission then asked Senanayake whether he inquired from the Foreign Secretary on action taken on the documents. In reply, the former State Minister of Foreign Affairs said that he faced several issues when taking up his role at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, with Prasad Karyavasam also getting involved. Hence, the former minister said that he decided against a follow-up in a bid to avoid further issues. Senanayake also went on to say that when the Turkish ambassador attempted to make the Ministry of Defence aware of the FATO activities and matters surrounding it, two Muslim ministers in the cabinet obstructed the move. He said that one of them was Rishad Badiuddin and the Turkish ambassador did not mention the name of the other. Senanayake also noted that the former government attempted to create a rift between Russia and China via its foreign policy. After Senanayake concluded his testimony, it was the turn of Director General of Europe and Central Asia Division at the Ministry of Foreign Relations, Shriyani Dhammika Semasinghe. She told the Commission that members of the terror group FATO who came to Sri Lanka and Sri Lankans who had ties with FATO who engaged in business activities nourished the terror outfit. She added that former ministers Rishad Badiuddin and Kabir Hashim have functioned within businesses which funded FATO. Upon noticing that Shriyani Dhammika Semasinghe was giving evidence while referring to a document, the Commission ordered her to do away with it and give evidence. Cabinet co-spokesperson Ramesh Pathiran announced today that the Cabinet has approved the preparation of a national financial inclusion strategy, which will provide all citizens ease of access to a range of financial tools such as payments, savings, loans and insurance through online methods. Among the other decisions announced are the establishment of a state-owned property development institution that will oversee the management of all commercial properties under the government's purview, and a proposal to construct 28,000 cost-effective housing units in the north and east. The Cabinet media briefing was held today, where decisions taken by the Cabinet of Ministers at their weekly meeting held yesterday were announced.
ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ජාතික මූල්‍ය අන්තර්ගතභාවය පිළිබඳව ජාතික ක්‍රමෝපාය සහ සැලැස්ම මුදල් අමාත්‍යවරයා වශයෙන් ගරු අගමැතිතුමා විසින් ඉදිරිපත් කරන ලද යෝජනාවකට කැබිනට් මණ්ඩල අනුමැතිය ලැබුණා. ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ සියලුම පුද්ගලයින්ට සහ ව්‍යවසායකින්ට මූල්‍ය ක්ෂේත්‍රය හා සම්බන්ධ සේවාවන් තමුන්ගේ ඉතිරි කිරීම, ගෙවීම, රක්ෂණය, විශ්‍රාම වැටුපැතුළු සියලුම මූල්‍ය සේවාවන්ට ප්‍රවිෂ්ඨ වීමටත් ඉතාම පහසුවෙන් එම සේවාවන් ලබා ගැනීම සඳහා ලංකා උතුරු නැගෙනහිර පළාතේ ජීවත් වන යුද්ධෙන් අවතැන් වූ ජනතාව වෙනුවෙන් නිවාස වැඩසටහනක් ක්‍රියාත්මක කරන්නට යටතේ නව නිවාස 28000ක් උතුරු නැගෙනහිර පළාත් වල ඉදි කරන්නට වතු යටිතල පහසුකම් පිළිබඳ අමාත්‍ය අරුමුගම් තොණ්ඩවන් මැතිතුමා විසින් ඉදිරිපත් කළ යෝජනාවකට අනුමැතිය ලැබුණා. එම නිවාස 28000න් 1000ක වැඩ මේ මාසයේදී ආරම්භ කරන්නටත් ඒ වෙනුවෙන් ලංකා බැංකුවෙන් සහනදායී පදනම යටතේ ණය ලබාගෙන මේ නිවාස 1000ක වැඩ ආරම්භ කිරීමට කටයුතු කරනවා. අදාළ නිවාස 1000 පෙරසවි කොන්ක්‍රීට් ක්‍රමයේ යටතේ නව තාක්ෂණික ක්‍රමවේදයක් කරහා අඩු පිරිවැයකින් ඉදි කරන අතර එක නිවසක් වෙනුවෙන් රුපියල් මිලියන 1.2ක මුදලක ආයෝජනයක් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඊට අමතරව නිවාස ජාතික නිවාස වැඩසටහන යටතේ සෑම වර්ෂයකම ලංකාවේ සෑම ග්‍රාම සුකස්මක් ආවරණය වන පරිදි නිවාස 14500කට වඩා වැඩි ප්‍රමාණයක් ඉදි වෙනවා. අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මේ වසර 5ක කාලය තුල ගෝඨාභය රාජපක්ෂ මැතිතුමන්ගේ රාජ්‍ය කාලය තුල ලංකාවේ නිවාස ගැටලුව සම්පූර්ණයෙන් විසඳලා සෑම පවුලකටම ස්ථිර වාසස්ථානයක් ලබා දීමේ ජාතික වැඩසටහන අවසන් කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙලා අපි බොහොම පැහැදිලිව විශ්වාස කරනවා. ඊට පසුව ලංකාවේ දැනට ස්ථාපනය කොට ඇති අන්තර්ජාතික බේරුම්කරණය පිළිබඳ මධ්‍යස්ථානය International Center for Arbitration වඩාත් ශක්තිමත්ව පවත්වාගෙන යාමටත් ඒ හරහා ලංකාවට ආදායම් උපයා ගැනීම වෙනුවෙනුත් කැබිනට් පත්‍රිකාවට අනුමැතිය ලැබුණා. ඒත් එක්කම රජයට සම්බන්ධ රාජ්‍ය දේපල කළමනාකරණ ආයතනයක් ආරම්භ කිරීම වෙනුවෙන් අනුමැතිය ලැබී දී තිබෙනවා. ඒ යටතේදී රජයට සම්බන්ධ දැනට ක්‍රියාත්මක වන ග්‍රෑන්ඩ් ඔරියන්ටල් හෝටලය, ඒ වගේම හිල්ටන් හෝටලය, ඒ වගේම ඉදිරියේදී ක්‍රියාත්මක වන හයට් හෝටලය, ඒ වගේම නෙළුම් කුළුණ ආශ්‍රිතව ඇතිවන නව වෙළඳ මධ්‍යස්ථාන ඇතුළු වෙළඳ මධ්‍යස්ථාන කළමනාකරණය කිරීම සඳහා එක් ආයතනයක් යටතේ පිටවන්නට ඊයේ පැවති කැබිනට් මණ්ඩල රැස්වීමේදී අනුමැතිය ලැබී තිබුණා.
The Election Commission has decided to temporarily halt the training program intended for graduates selected under the government's employment program for unemployed graduates. The move was met with some considerable opposition as letters of appointment are already sent to relevant candidates. The Election Commission, however, is adamant that the training program has to be worked off after the general election, although the selected candidates will be paid from this month onwards.
The President's Media Division announced recently that 45,585 candidates have been selected under the government's employment program for unemployed graduates. Further, it was stated that the graduates who qualified for employment under the program were sent their letters of appointment by post. However, the Elections Commission has decided to halt the training of graduates under the program until the end of next month's general election. Director General of the Election Secretariat, Saman Sri Ratnayaka, stated that a letter was sent to the Secretary of the Ministry of Public Administration conveying the decision to temporarily halt the training of the graduates in question. In the meantime, Cabinet co-spokesperson Dr. Bandula Gunawadana stated that the matter will be discussed with the Elections Commission.
ඒ කිසිසේත්ම ඉදිරි මැතිවරණයකට අදාළ වෙන කරුණක් නෙමෙයි. කිසිම දේශපාලන ප්‍රයෝජනයක් වාසියක් අලුතෙන් නොමැත්තේ. මේ පුහුණු කාල පරිච්ඡේදය තුලදී මේ අය කුමන පක්ෂයේ කුමන පාටකට අයිතිද කියලා අපි කිසිදු සැලකිල්ලක් දක්වන්නේ නැහැ. ප්‍රාදේශීය ලේකම් කාර්යාලයට අනුයුක්ත කරලා එතනින් පුහුණුව ලබා දීමේ කටයුතු සඳහා තමයි යවන්නේ. ඉතින් අපිට තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ කැබිනට් මණ්ඩලයට ඇයි මැතිවරණ කොමසාරිස්තුමා ස්වදේශ කටයුතු අමාත්‍යාංශයට පළාත් පාලන අමාත්‍යාංශයට දන්නලා තියෙන්නේ මේ පුහුණු වීම නතර කරන්නට කියලා. දැන් අපි ඔවුන්ගේ බැංකු ගිණුම විවෘත කළාට පසු මාර්තු 1 වෙනිදා සිට වැටුප් ගෙවන්න ඕනේ. පුහුණු වීම කාලය තුලට අදාළ රුපියල් 20000. දැන් රුපියල් 20000 පමණක් ගෙවනවා පුහුණුව නැහැ. එය කුමන හේතුවක් නිසාද කියලා පැහැදිලි කර ගැනීම සඳහා මැතිවරණ කොමිසම සමග සාකච්ඡා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා.
Meanwhile, several other organizations, along with the National Centre of Graduates and the Unemployed Graduates Association, met the chairman of the Elections Commission and urged him to review the decision made to halt the training received by the unemployed graduates.
අපි මැතිවරණ කොමිසමේ සභාපතිතුමා මුණ ගැහුණා. ඊට අදාළ බලධාරීන් මුණ ගැහුණා. පත්තිල් ලිපි ලැබිච්ච උපාධිධාරීන්ගේ රැකියාවේ තියෙන අස්ථාවරභාවය විසඳා ගැනීම සම්බන්ධයෙන් අපි සාකච්ඡා කරලා ඒ අනුව එතුමා දීපු උපදේශ තමයි දැනට පත්තිල් ලිපි ලැබිච්ච සියලුම උපාධිධාරීන් Tamanට අදාළ සේවා ස්ථානයට ගිහිල්ලා වාර්තා කරලා ආයතන ප්‍රධානියට ලිපියක් මගින් සේවයට වාර්තා කළ බව ලබා දීලා එහි පිටපතක් Taman ලබා ගන්න ඊට අදාළ කරන පුහුණුව 2020 මැයි මාසේ පළවෙනි සතියේ අනතුරුව පටන් ගන්නවා කියන එක එතුමා පැහැදිලිව කිව්වා.
Meanwhile, former opposition leader Sajid Premadasa stated that the government has deceived the graduates with this employment program.
මාස 3මාරකට ආසන්න කාලයක් උපාධිධාරීන්ව රැවට්ටුවා. අදටත් රවට්ටනවා. මේ අසාධාරණයට විරුද්ධව උපාධිධාරීන් සමග අත්වල බැඳගෙන අපි ඒ අයගේ රැකියා අයිතිවාසිකම් වෙනුවෙන් ප්‍රජාතන්ත්‍රවාදීව සටන් වදින්න ලෑස්ති.
ඒතකොට පහුගිය ආණ්ඩුව කාලෙත් ওই රැකියා විරහිත උපාධිධාරීන් රැකියා ස්ථිර කරන්න කියලා ආවා. ඒ කාලේ උන්ට ඒ රැකියා ස්ථිර කරලා දුන්නේ නැත්තේ. ඒත් ඔබතුමාලා ආණ්ඩු කාලේ නේද?
ඒක බරපතල අඩුපාඩුවක්.
In the meantime, President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was critical of the Election Commission chairman's move to call a halt to the training program for unemployed graduates until after the parliamentary elections. In an audience with heads of media institutions today, the head of state also said that his reason for seeking a two-thirds majority is to undo the stumbling blocks imposed by the adoption of the 19th Amendment to the Constitution that stifles the executive president's ability to implement his policies.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa met with the heads of media institutions today, where he fielded questions on a range of issues.
තුනෙන් දෙකක ජනවරමක් ඉල්ලන්නේ ඔබතුමාගේ පරමාර්ථය කුමක්ද?
කිසිම සැලැස්මක් නැතුව ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ කරපු වෙනස්කම් නිසා ඇති වෙලා තියෙන බාධාවන්. ඒක කරපු අයටමත් පසු කාලයක තේරුම් ගියා. ඒ හින්දා තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ පරාජයටපත් උනේ. විධායක ජනාධිපතිවරයෙක් ඉන්නවා. විධායක ජනාධිපතිවරයාට ඒ අවශ්‍ය පරිදි ප්‍රතිපත්තිය ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීමට බාධා තියෙනවා නම් මම දන්නේ මේ ව්‍යවස්ථාවේ ඇති තේරුම කුමක්ද කියලා. මේවා අපිට අහක් කරගන්නට නම් අපිට තුනින් දෙකක ටර්ම් ලිමිට් එකක් වගේ. ඒවා එකට අපිට ප්‍රශ්නයක් නැහැ. මට නම් එක ටර්ම් එකක් ඇති. වැඩේ කරන්න. හැබැයි මට ඒ ටර්ම් එක තුල වැඩ කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. ස්වාධීන නම් ඒක ස්වාධීන වෙන්න ඕනේ. ස්වාධීනව තුල දේශපාලනේ තියෙන විදියක් නැහැනේ. දැන් බලන්න මැතිවරණ කොමිසමේ සමහර සමාජිකයන් පසුගිය ජනාධිපතිවරණයේදී ක්‍රියා කරපු ආකාරය ගැන දිහා බැලුවම ඒක ස්වාධීන කියලා කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? එහෙමනම් ජනතාව තුල ස්වාධීන කියන වචනේටත් ගැනත් විශ්වාසයක් ඇති වෙනවා. එක සමාජිකයෙක් එයාගේ පුද්ගලික අදහස් පත්‍රවල සඳහන් කරනවා. ඒතකොට එයාගේ ස්වාධීනත්වයක් නැහැනේ. බැරෑරුම් තැනකට වැදගත් තැනකට පත් වුණයින් පස්සේ ඒ පෞද්ගලික ඒවා හක් කරගන්නට ඕන.
උපාධිධාරීන්ගේ රැකියා පුහුණුව නවත්තන්න කියලා මැතිවරණ කොමිසම දැනුම් දීලා තියෙනවා.
දැන් පත්වීම් දීලා අවසానයි. අනිත් එක මේක ඡන්දයක් බලාගෙන දීපයක් නෙවෙයි. මගේ ප්‍රතිපත්ති ප්‍රකාශනයේම කිව්වා සියලුම උපාධිධාරීන්ට. අනිත් එක මේක තෝරලා නෙවෙයිනේ දුන්නේ. දුෂ්කම් ලැබපු සියලුම දෙනාට දුන්නා. ඒක පක්ෂයක් බැලුවේ නැහැ, ගමක් බැලුවේ නැහැ, කොහෙද කියලා බැලුවේ නැහැ. දේශපාලනික අරමුණක් අලා කරගන්න නෙවෙයි මේක කරන්න ඕනේ. රජයක් දුවන්න එපා. රැකියා දෙන්න එපා. කොමසාරිස්තුමා කෙනෙක්ගේ තේරුමනේ බන්ද ගන්න එපයි මේ අවස්ථාවේදී කිව්වනම් වෙනම දෙයක්. බන්දා ගත්තයින් පස්සේ පුහුණුවක් දෙන්න එපයි කියනකොට මට නම් ඒක කිසිම පදනමක් තේරෙන්නේ නැහැ. දේශපාලනික පුහුණුවක් නෙවෙයිනේ. ඒක පුහුණුවක්. එයාගේ රාජකාරියේ පුහුණුවක්. අපි නැවතත් කොමසාරිස්තුමාට ලියනවා පුහුණු කිරීම නවත්තර කරොත් එහෙම ඉතින් මුළු රාජ්‍ය සේවයේම පුහුණු වීම නතරන්න වෙනවා. ඡන්දයක් හින්දා මාස ගානකට පස්සට දාන්න තේරුමක් නැහැනේ.
Now moving on with other local stories, Sri Lanka Navy has nabbed a haul of heroin and crystal methamphetamine commonly known as ice worth approximately 6 billion rupees along with 21 suspects and fishing vessels. It is the largest haul of narcotics seized in an operation at sea to date. The bust was made in high seas around 1,111 kilometres away from Sri Lankan shores, and the haul of drugs and the suspects were escorted to Dikkovita Fisheries Harbour this morning.
Acting on intelligence information provided by the Police Narcotics Bureau, the Navy deployed its offshore petrol vessels Samudra and Sayurala on a long drug-busting mission over a period of a month. Accordingly, 2 Sri Lankan fishing vessels with over 75 kilograms of drugs believed to be heroin and 66 kilograms of a substance believed to be crystal methamphetamine were intercepted in southern seas along with 5 suspects. During further investigations, a vessel without a flag state was initially seized by the Navy as it remained at high seas, rousing suspicion that it was attempting to supply narcotics to Sri Lankan vessels at sea in the guise of fishing vessels. The ghost vessel was inspected, and based on information received from it, a similar vessel without a flag state in high seas was intercepted after a 4-day mission. As these suspicious vessels were searched, 329 packages believed to be heroin and another 50 packets believed to be crystal methamphetamine, also known as ice, were discovered. 16 suspects from the 2 vessels were apprehended, and they are Iranian and Pakistani nationals. During the overall operation, 400 kilograms of drugs believed to be heroin containing 397 packets and 100 kilograms of what is believed to be crystal methamphetamine containing 100 packets were seized. The Navy said that this is the biggest haul of narcotics seized in an operation at sea to date. After the conclusion of the operation, the haul of heroin, along with a total of 21 suspects and fishing vessels related to the racket, were escorted to the Dicko with the Fisheries Harbour this morning. The Police Narcotics Bureau will be conducting further investigations on the matter.
Now, the government's move to turn the leprosy hospital in Handalay into a COVID-19 quarantine facility continues to draw opposition. The reach of the virus, meanwhile, continues to expand, with 5 more countries reporting novel coronavirus infections. Authorities at the Badul hospital stated that the infant recently admitted to the hospital exhibiting COVID-19 symptoms is in good health, while they expect blood test reports to be received tonight. In the meantime, protests against the Health Ministry's decision to convert the Handalay Leprosy Hospital to a coronavirus quarantine facility carried on for a second day today, with calls for the facility to be moved to a less populated area. As at 6 p.m. Sri Lankan time, the global death toll from the novel coronavirus had increased to 3,308 victims, with 96,601 confirmed cases of infection. The virus has now affected 87 countries, an increase of 5 since yesterday's count. Out of the total global death toll, mainland China confirmed 3,013 deaths, with 80,430 cases of infection. Meanwhile, both Iran and Italy recorded the same death toll of 107. Italy confirmed 3,089 cases of infection, while Iran confirmed 3,513. The Italian government announced yesterday that all schools would be closed from Thursday until the 15th of March as a further measure to contain the coronavirus outbreak in the country. The United States, meanwhile, has declared a state of emergency in California after confirming the country's first death outside the capital, Washington. Officials in Washington are preparing quarantine sites in anticipation of more coronavirus patients in the Seattle metropolitan area. King County, which includes Seattle, is also preparing its own quarantine facilities, which combined will be able to hold at least 100 coronavirus patients. In the meantime, South Korea confirmed 6,088 cases of infection, the highest number after China. South Korea's death toll also increased to 40. South Korea declared a special care zone around Gyeongsang today, promising extra resources such as face masks, while warning people from traveling there in order to curb the virus. Similar zones have been declared around neighboring Daegu City and Chengdu County as well. A 74-year-old woman in western Switzerland died after being infected with the coronavirus, confirming the country's first death from the rapidly spreading outbreak. Switzerland has so far confirmed 95 cases of infection. Meanwhile, the Palestinian Authority ordered hotels in the West Bank to stop receiving foreign tourists after 4 suspected coronavirus cases were detected in the town of Bethlehem. Police surrounded the hotel as authorities awaited the results of laboratory tests, and many tourists at Bethlehem's Church of the Nativity today wore masks as they visited the traditional birthplace of Jesus. Former parliamentarian and the leader of Pivituru Hela Urume, Udegam Mampila, today launched his book titled Mahinda Sulangin Gotabhisheka. It portrays the struggle endured to elect Gotabaya Rajapaksa as Sri Lanka's president in 2019 election. The event was hosted at the Foundation Institute in Colombo, which was also graced by President Gotabaya Rajapaksa as the chief guest. Various parliamentarians, along with other party leaders who supported the campaign Mahinda Sulanga, also attended the event. We'll return after this short break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. Now, the Monetary Board of the Central Bank has decided to maintain its current accommodative monetary policy stance and keep its policy interest rates unchanged. Governor of the Central Bank, Professor W.D. Lakshman, today urged commercial banks to pass on the benefits of January's rate reduction to borrowers without any further delay.
Following the central bank's monthly monetary policy review meeting, a media briefing was held today where Central Bank Governor Professor W.D. Lakshman announced the Monetary Authority's latest policy decisions.
The Monetary Board, which met yesterday, decided to maintain the current accommodative monetary policy stance of the central bank. As such, the policy interest rates that were reduced by 50 basis points will be maintained at the reduced level. We urge commercial banks to pass the benefit of our policy rate reduction in January to the borrowers without any further delay. At the same time, the Monetary Board extended an assurance to the market that adequate liquidity in domestic financial markets will be maintained to weather any impact arising from global developments, particularly due to the spread of the coronavirus or COVID-19. Nevertheless, we expect the Sri Lankan economy to do better in 2020 than in 2019 and record a growth rate of around 3.5 to 4%. Following the elections scheduled for end April 2020 and the convening of the new parliament in May, the expected political stability and the presentation of the budget will boost investor confidence further. Current growth is expected to continue its upward trend, particularly with declining lending rate. We expect a further decline in market lending rate in response to the measures that have been already taken. Possible fiscal slippages were also discussed, and we observed that the expected net financing requirements in 2020 is unlikely to add any excessive pressure to the market.
Meanwhile, the effects of the global coronavirus outbreak on Sri Lanka's economy was also touched on by Central Bank's Director of Economic Research, Dr. Chandranath Amarasekara.
In this slide, we have attempted to summarize the channels through which the coronavirus outbreak could affect the Sri Lankan economy. There will be a direct impact from the conditions in China, as China is a key source for Sri Lanka's consumer, intermediate and investment goods import. Although China accounts for only 2% of our exports, supply chain disruptions would affect Sri Lanka's overall export performance. Chinese tourist arrivals are around 9% of total arrivals, and already we have seen arrivals from China declining by 92.5% in February. The non-return of Chinese workers will also affect the infrastructure projects which depend on the Chinese workforce. The slowdown in the global economy will also affect the Sri Lankan economy. Exports, tourism and other services exports and related value chains will be affected. There could be a slowdown in remittance inflows as well. We have also seen flight of capital from emerging market economies to safe haven. However, there could be marginal benefit accruing from lower petroleum price and lower global interest rates. Overall, based on the currently available information, we expect Sri Lanka's real GDP growth in 2020 to be around 3.5% to 4% with the impact of the outbreak compared to the previously expected range of 3.7 to 4.5%. However, the exact impact would depend on the extent of the spread and how long the effect would persist. Looking at Sri Lanka's external sector performance, we observed a policy-induced contraction in the trade deficit in 2019. With a sharp decline in imports, the trade deficit contracted to $8 billion in 2019 from $10.3 billion in 2018. With regard to the other inflows to the current account, we saw an almost full recovery of tourism from the Easter Sunday effect by January 2020. However, with the coronavirus outbreak, tourist arrivals have declined by 12.2% in the first 2 months of 2020 year on year.
Now, the faster spread of the coronavirus will wipe out any hope of stronger growth in 2020. That is the message coming from the International Monetary Fund. Its managing director, Kristalina Georgieva, said at a media briefing that a third of the fund's 189 member countries are now affected, and the fund now expects 2020 global growth will be below the 2.9% rate for 2019, and revised forecasts will be issued in the coming weeks.
We know the disease is spreading quickly, with over 1/3 of our membership affected directly. This is no longer a regional issue. We also know that we have a sound financial system much more resilient than it was before the global financial crisis. However, what we are wrestling with is uncertainty, and that defines our projections, which at this point lead us to state that global growth in 2020 will dip below its last year's levels, but how far it will fall and how long the impact would be is still difficult to predict. It would depend on the epidemic, and it would depend on the timeliness and effectiveness of our actions. In terms of our projections, we unfortunately over the last week have seen a shift to a more adverse scenario for the global economy. We are working on updating our projections, and we will come up with those in the next weeks in our World Economic Outlook update.
Taking a look at the local markets, Sri Lankan stocks closed 0.92% lower today, dragged down by John Keel's Holdings, Commercial Bank of Ceylon and Hatton National Bank. The all-share price index reached a daily high of 5,548.40 at market opening, but tumbled down and fell throughout the day. The SPI closed 51.20 points lower to 5,484.25, and the S&P SL20 index of more liquid stocks fell 38 points to end at 2,548.25. Now let's take a look at a brief report on how the markets performed during the day.
With no change in the monetary policy rate, the secondary market witnessed the selling index during the early hours of trading. And during the latter part of trading, heavy buying interest seen on the short end of the curve, while overall market witnessed a high volume. And stock market entered in the territory of the second consecutive session in the downtrend, primarily due to the price losses in John Keel's and Commercial Bank. And market witnessed a continuous downward trend, closed at intraday low of 5,484, losing 51 points. And parcel trades made in Melstar, John Keel's and Commercial boosted turnovers by 25% of total turnover.
Sri Lankan Rupee, meanwhile, closed stronger at 181 rupees and 85 to 90 cents to the US dollar in the spot market today, while bond yields gained. The rupee ended between 182 rupees and 182 rupees and 5 cents to the greenback yesterday. Let's take a look at how the Sri Lankan Rupee traded against other major currencies during the day. We will return with news from overseas. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching First at 9. And now senior judges at the International Criminal Court in The Hague have given the go-ahead for its chief prosecutor to investigate allegations of war crimes in Afghanistan, including those allegedly committed by US forces. The ruling is set to further complicate the court's relationship with the United States that does not recognize its jurisdiction. Last year, the United States government revoked the visa of the court's chief prosecutor, Fatou Bensouda, after she stated intentions of pursuing the case. The decision announced marks the first targeting of American forces since the court was formed 15 years ago to seek justice for war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. A Delhi court has ruled that the 4 convicts in the Delhi bus gang rape case are to be hanged on the 20th of March at 5:30 a.m. Delhi Additional Sessions Judge Dharmendra Rana delivering the ruling after being informed by Delhi government that the convicts had exhausted all legal remedies. The convicts' legal representative conceded in court that there was no legal impediment to fixing the date for their execution. The execution has been deferred thrice so far pending further appeals. However, it seems that this time around the executions will go ahead. Kingswood College Kandy made a victorious start in the school's rugby league today by defeating St Joseph's College Colombo 24-17. The match kicked off at the Havelock grounds in Colombo. Both teams engaged in an aggressive performance throughout the game. However, Apurva Vijayasinghe scored the first try for Kingswood College, giving them an early lead. Kingswood College managed to maintain their lead up to half-time. The efforts of the Josephian try scorers were in vain at the final whistle as Kingswood emerged victorious after a well-fought game. And that's it from all of us here at First at 9. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.